Hey everyone, so today I'm going to change both the fuel water separator and the fuel filter. So the first thing you're going to do is put your 5-gallon pail or other type of drain pan under the fuel separator. We're going to look for the wire coming out of the fuel separator. And that goes to a connection right here behind the power steering reservoir. So there's a little red cap on that, and then that just pulls apart, 2-wire connection. Then we're going to open the valve. And like other people have said, nothing comes out. That's free. Okay, so I'm going to just leave this off. I think this strap wrench will be big enough. Now remember, you have this wire connector. So I'm going to put the wire through the strap wrench and then put the strap wrench up onto the filter. There we go. And again, see how the wire you want to put through that wrench before you put it on the filter. I'll show you where that drain. So good. There's only those 2 little holes in there for the fuel to drain out of. And of course, they're plugged. Let's take that bowl off the bottom and see what it looks like. So basically all this valve does is it has this rubber stopper that pushes up against those 2 holes. So when you loosen it, the rubber comes up away from the 2 holes, and then it allows the water and the fuel to drain out through this hole. Yeah, there's some crud in there. A little bit of water. Let's take the heating element out of it. It's 2 screws, and I'm not sure that we'll be able to pull the wire connector through that hole in the bottom of it, but we'll see. Now, we'll just leave it like this. We can clean it a little better. You can see those 2 holes where the drain was. Let me just see if I can blow those out. Oh yeah. Cleaning this lip up here because that's where the O-ring is that seals this. I want to blow my screws away. There's the new Parker R45P. It comes with a gasket for the top and the bottom. Install gaskets as shown. There's a small O-ring in there, but I don't have a new one and I don't have an O-ring kit, so I think it'll be good. We'll, should be enough fuel on there. It went down in nice. Okay, this bowl gasket has a taper. Very noticeable. You want the taper up. And I got a cap here from my oil jug, which just changed the oil in the truck, so we got a little oil here. I'll lube that gasket, just coat it a little bit with the oil, put it in there, Screw the bowl and the fuel water separator together. Okay, there's some instructions on the filter here. Number 1, drain the bowl, and it shows them turning this on the bottom of it. Number 2 is remove the filter from the head with a strap wrench. We did that. Number 3, remove the bowl from the filter. We did that. Number 4, lube new bowl O-ring. We did that. Number 5, tighten bowl onto new filter. We've done that. Number 6, fill with clean fuel. I don't like dumping fuel in here because then it does not get filtered. And I'm not going to go around and look for a plug to put in there, because you could dump the fuel out here and have it run in through these holes. We're going to try it without dumping fuel in it anyways. Lube the new filter seal and tighten firmly by hand till the gasket touches, then plus 1/3 to a half turn. And this is the Parker R45P 30 micron. Okay, put a little lubrication on this seal and go tighten it down on the engine. Okay, so we're gonna bring this back up in there the way we took it out. I don't know if you can see out the window there. The window's kind of fogged up, but it's snowing. Oh, you know what? The old gasket is in there. Make sure that your mating surface up there is clean and no gasket on it, no old gasket. Might have to pull out on the oil fill hose. It's a pretty close fit. There we go. So right there, the gasket started touching, so then it said to go 1/3 to a half a turn. So I'm going to go a half a turn, which will bring that spot right with the filter number right over to here. Leaves the directions out. I'm going to go just a little more right there. Now we're going to take off the fuel filter. Boy, that was pretty loose. Just move my drain bucket over a little bit. So we have the new Caterpillar fuel filter 7E-9763. I think they may have discontinued this filter. A little bit of fuel on there to lubricate it. This says, do not put fuel in the filter. Screw it on, hand tight, till the gasket touches, and then 3/4 of a turn. Now, the technical manual says to fill the filter with fuel, but on the filter, it says not to. And like I said before, I don't like putting fuel down the center of the filter. So then you get unfiltered fuel in your engine. Okay, so the gasket's touching. 3/4 of a turn. It's going to be about as tight as I can get it, I guess. We need to hook back up the heating element in the fuel water separator. Okay, now we need to bleed the system. We're going to take off this fuel return line right here. I could hear the fuel running back into the fuel tank when I open that connection up. And we're going to pump this primer. Oh, Ha, that's funny. I didn't put my drain back in. So we flushed out the bowl a little bit. Ha ha. Now, don't forget to put your drain back in, so we know that fuel flows freely through the drain now, which is good because it says to drain that every day. I guess we're going to start draining that regular basis. And we want to just pump this however many times it takes to pump fuel through everything. So we saw that we pumped it into the bowl. Must be going through that filter. I just saw an air bubble come out, but some fuel is coming out of here. I'm getting a good stream, so I'm going to put this back on. And all this hose from here does is go back into the fuel tank. So I just wanted to make sure I saw a good stream of fuel there. Yeah, I can hear it dumping fuel back into the tank. So we should be good. Let's fire it up. Okay. 65, I think. We'll go 70. It just tightened up at about 65. It's pumping hard. And I can now hear the fuel going back into the tank. That's probably about 75. All right, let's see if it'll start. Open up some doors. Okay, so the next thing I think I'm going to do is my clamps on the bottom of the power steering. The hoses down there seem to be leaking a little bit, so I'm going to see if I can't tighten those up or replace the clamps on the hoses.